The knife went into the vanilla cake and I swear the sound was louder than my own heartbeat. "Happy 40th, son," my father said, not looking at me. "We've decided to give your inheritance to your sister. She has 3 mouths to feed. You chose to have none. So you don't really need it." The blue icing letters spelling my name bled into the white frosting like a crime scene. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the plate. I just asked one quiet question that made the entire room lose oxygen. "Did grandmother know you were planning to do this?" My father's face turned the color of old newspaper left in the rain. "My name is Elias Kane. I'm 40 now. Senior financial analyst. 1-bedroom apartment with too many books and not enough noise. 12-year-old Accord that still starts every morning like it's apologizing for still being alive. I've never missed a rent payment. Never asked anyone for a bailout. Never once believed that having children was the only way to prove I was worth something. My sister Mara is 43. 3 children. 2 ex-husbands. Part-time receptionist at a walk-in clinic. Child support checks arrive like clockwork. She lives rent-free in the house our parents bought 30 years ago. And somehow, she's always the one who's suffering. For 40 years the script was the same. Mara cries, family runs. Mara wants, family gives. Elias succeeds quietly, that's nice, honey. We always knew you'd be fine. Grandmother Vivian was the only person who ever broke that script. She didn't just tolerate my child-free life. She respected it. Every Sunday for 7 straight years I drove 40 minutes to sit in her tiny assisted living apartment. We drank terrible instant coffee, talked about compound interest, old movies, and how people waste decades chasing approval they never needed in the first place. She never once asked, "When are you giving me great-grandchildren?" She asked, "What do you want for yourself, Elias?" Not what anyone expects. What do you actually want? I never had an answer grand enough for the way she looked at me when she asked. 3 years before she died she called me at 2:17 p.m. on a Tuesday. "Elias, I need you to come over tonight. Bring your driver's license. I'm changing some papers." When I arrived, her attorney was already there. A thin man with kind eyes and zero patience for nonsense. She looked at me over her reading glasses and said, very simply, "I'm giving you everything. And I've made it impossible for anyone to take it away, unless they prove they deserve to lose even more." I laughed nervously. "Grandma, that's too much." She didn't smile back. "No, darling. It's exactly enough." 6 months after her funeral the will was read. Mara wasn't even in the room when the attorney said the number. $372,000 to my grandson Elias Kane, sole beneficiary. The silence afterward felt like someone had vacuum sealed the conference room. Then my father spoke, voice shaking with righteous fury. She was 87. Confused. She didn't understand what 3 children cost nowadays. The attorney didn't blink. Mrs. Kane was of sound mind. We have video testimony. Psychiatric clearance. Dated declarations. She knew exactly what she was doing, and why. Mara looked at me for the first time that day like I'd personally stolen the air she breathed. "You planned this," she whispered. "You waited." I didn't answer. I just kept Grandmother Vivian's last letter folded in my wallet like a talisman. But that moment at the will reading. That wasn't the worst of it. The worst was still 3 months away. On the night they tried to steal it back over birthday cake. They waited until my actual 40th birthday. Invited me over. "Just family," Mom said on the phone. "We've all moved on." I should have smelled the trap. They served lasagna. Talked about the kids' soccer. Showed me report cards. Then came the cake. Store-bought. Blue icing. "Happy 40th, Elias." Dad cut the first piece, handed it to me, and said, casual as asking for the salt, "We've been thinking. It's only fair that the money goes to Mara. She's drowning, Elias. You're comfortable. You don't have the same burdens." I stared at the fork in my hand like it belonged to someone else. Mom nodded. "Your grandmother was old. She didn't see how hard it is nowadays. Mara's voice, soft and poisonous. You always wanted to be the good one. The responsible one. So be responsible now. Help your family. I set the fork down. Very slowly. Did grandmother know, when she wrote the will, that you were already planning to override it? The room froze. Dad's jaw worked like he was chewing glass. Mom looked at her plate like it might open and swallow her. I stood up. The chair scraped too loud. 40 years of being the easy child. The quiet one. The one who never made a scene. All of it cracked open in one breath. I've spent my entire life watching you rewrite reality so Mara could stay the victim and I could stay invisible. I worked nights through college while you paid her car insurance. I got congratulations cards with $20 while she got new furniture for every baby. And you have the nerve, the absolute nerve, to sit here on my birthday and tell me I don't deserve what the only person who ever really saw me decided I should have. My voice never got loud. It got small. Sharp. The way a blade gets small and sharp right before it cuts. You don't get to rewrite her last wish because it doesn't fit your story. I left. Drove home shaking. Called the attorney at 9:14 p.m. Left a voicemail I barely remember. Monday morning, 8:45 a.m., his office. He didn't waste time. Your grandmother didn't just anticipate pressure. She built a guillotine. He opened the file. First, the $24,000 each parent was supposed to receive for raising my son. Gone. Forfeited the moment they pressured me. Added to my inheritance. Second, notarized video testimony. Grandmother Vivian, 6 months before she died, looking straight into the camera. If my son and daughter-in-law try to give Elias's inheritance to Mara because she has children, know this, I love my great-grandchildren. But love doesn't justify theft. I choose Elias because he chose me. Every Sunday. Every phone call. Every time he asked how I felt instead of how much I was worth. Third, the birthday card she wrote 2 years earlier. Sealed. Waiting. I opened it with trembling fingers. Elias. If they're reading this, they've shown who they really are. I'm sorry I was right. But I'm not sorry I protected you. You've never owed anyone your future. Not your sister. Not your parents. Not society. Use this money to become the man I already saw you were. I love you more than the sun loves morning. Happy birthday, whenever you need to hear it. Vivian. I broke. Right there in the leather chair. Sobbing like I was 12 again. 4 months later. New city. New number. New quiet. $30,000 spent, car paid off, 1 trip to Iceland, 3 small trusts for Mara's children, locked until they're 21. The rest is working in silence. Growing. The way grandmother always taught me things should. My parents haven't spoken to me since the attorney's final letter. Mara sent one last message through a cousin. Hope your money keeps you warm at night. It does. Because it carries her voice. So I ask you, the person watching this right now. If someone tried to take what was rightfully yours because you don't have kids. Because your life looked different. Would you give in? Would you fight? Would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Where are you watching from? What time is it where you are? And most importantly, have you ever had to choose between family and yourself? I read every single one. I promise. Thank you for staying until the end. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe for more stories.